It looks real. The appearance looks, feels, is perceived as real. That there's a me and a you and a personal personhood to protect and identify as. And even like he was saying, even if we do gain some autonomy from that, it can be so quickly co-opted by the conceptual mind. And then we become spiritual people using what can only be experienced and realized as truth, using it conceptually. Like everything's coming and going. There's only the moment, the holy instant, the power of now. The actual experience of this is not those words applied and used on our lives. That's not the same thing. That is not the same thing. The truth can't be used in any way. This is the thing that comes into realization. No more using, no more having, no more applying. If we're hearing all of this conceptually and then we're going to go and apply it, I think this is the conundrum and the beauty of delineated paths and the direct way. Like I'm sitting in my room with the eye of the eye and the path of liberation, two teachers who just threw it all out there. Here it all is, what maybe would have been considered secret teachings. But the beauty, I'm not saying one way is right or wrong, but one has to be really sincere about one's current level of seeing, current level of consciousness, because you can't apply truths. So maybe we just in that situation, need practice, mantra, whatever, the step by step thing. The levels of consciousness they're not the same points of view. And they don't have the same lived experience. One teacher I used to say, there's no judgment between having a first floor apartment and a second floor, third floor, fifth floor, penthouse, whatever it is, but you don't see the same thing out your windows. It's not a judgment. If we find ourselves trying to apply truth, use it to kind of spiritually sugarcoat something, look deeper. Look more deeply. Look more deeply, because, we can find ourselves saying things like, it happened for a reason. Really? What reason's that? The separate self? Yeah, that's the only reason it happened, is the separate self. There is no other reason anything disharmonious happens. Period. That's it. There's one reason that anything would look less than love, clarity, abundance, ecumenical communion, one reason, the separate self-centeredness that is revolving around a vacuous void it perceives as its demise. And then we say, because, look, something really good came out of it. Of course something good came out of everything, because goodness is. Goodness rights the ship no matter what, but not because we all learned a real great lesson. I mean, am I getting this across? Love prevails in spite of the separate self, in spite of it. Not because the separate self is, through its good intentions and blah, 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 making itself better and better. Oh. We have to give that up. It's not easy. It's not easy to give up the belief in two powers. The power of good and the power of bad. That is a huge, huge initiation. Huge. I mean, to be really honest, it's the leading edge of this unfolding. It's been unfolding for about the last 3 years, and I mean, who knows, it may stay right here until the end of this life, I don't know. But that is the falseness that Aja was describing. Well, that's what we see. That's the illusion. That's the mesmerization. It's so deep. It's so deep. It is a depth of surrender that is unimaginable. It's unimaginable. I just don't see anybody as anything but love. But the separate self looks like a tyrant that initiates behaviors that are so disheartening. So disheartening.